But the first one, the letter that you have in your file from the the Greater North End Community Development Incorporated, that letter was read, part of it, by John Gagne last week, and when he starts it off and he says they felt compelled to write this, you know they're not compelled to write it. You don't preface a statement by they're compelled to write it if they're compelled to write it. But the bigger concern about this letter is this is a nonprofit. It's a 501c3. And to get that non-taxable status, they're not supposed to engage in politics. If you read this letter, there's not much substance here. This is a favor done for, I don't know who it was. You have different, according to your website, the town's website, Mr. Selico became the liaison for this organization on, I guess it was January 22nd. Before that, it was James Silvestri. There was nobody that was the liaison in this town, except if you go to the website for the North End Community Development Committee, they list John Gagne. So I don't know how he got in there. But that's what's on the website. It's a discrepancy. But anyway, that letter, they shouldn't be doing that, number one. The IRS requires no political activity by a nonprofit. So that's number one. The other problem is they come before you looking for money. I checked their taxes. They get about $10,000 a year. I would say most, if not all of that, comes from Westerly. They should not be writing this. They're going to come to him asking him for money. Town manager. This is not a professional town manager who would allow something like this. And I don't know who put the North End up, the North End Community Development Incorporated, but I think this is going to come back to bite them, and it should bite them. This is a slap in the face to other people. So I just wanted to make that clear. I know, Jack, you were taking, they took hits about you with that article in the paper about not keeping Derek Kennedy's goals in public, right? But if you really want to make this whole performance review public, why don't you release the 21 people who provided performance evaluations for Derek Kennedy? He went out and solicited those. You should tell us who those people are and who are the 9 that submitted them. I think the public has a right to know who he's soliciting for favors, because those are the ones that are going to come before him looking for money. And that's what happened here. And I don't know why this got in. This was an ill-advised letter. And I'm not going to forget it, but I just want everybody to know that's what goes on. And the other thing is, I mean, John Gagne made a big deal about how Derek Kennedy goes to the North End. That's all well and good, but as you all know, or you should know, but you didn't tell everybody in Westerly, on one of these walkarounds that Derek Kennedy did on November 9th, 2017, he files an email to Paul, Carina, Caradillo, Bracali, Pellegrini, and Silva, and tells them that they need to reach out to Johnny Cake Center to have them remove the distasteful wall art. Now, Johnny Cake Center is a private building. I don't know where he gets off telling a private company they need to remove stuff from a building. But you know who paid for that? The town of Westerly paid for it. The town of Westerly went out there, removed the graffiti from a private business. Johnny Cake Center complained about the work, so you went and did it twice. Why are you having Derek Kennedy spending public money to take graffiti off of private buildings? That's not a professional manager. That's a hack. You can say it 1,000 times. Doesn't make him professional. Spending money, he's spending town money for favors. That's what he's doing. Okay.